physical and digital infrastructure lifting potential growth. I think that you can understand, because the infrastructure is having such a potential to lift the growth. You know the importance of infrastructure. I have already explained it clearly. What this infrastructure is all about. Okay. As India completes 75 years of independence, the nation is evolving into a prominent force in the global economic order. India is the world's 5th largest economy. Survey now mentioned. Okay. 5th largest economy, and the prospects of steady progress in the coming years is bright. Here, the critical role played by infrastructure in economic growth cannot be overemphasized. Investing in high quality infrastructure is crucial for accelerating and sustaining the growth in the long run. For accelerating and sustaining the growth in the long run. So, which will accelerate and which will sustain the growth in the long run? Only investment on quality infrastructure. Only investment on quality infrastructure. See, you are all aware about this argument, but still, Finance Minister has increased the capex this year. Again, in the post-budget meetings and all, some media people question, Madam, you are saying like, okay, increased capital expenditure will sustain the growth, but people don't have money, no? Why can't you spend it on welfare schemes? If you spend more on welfare scheme, that gives the money in the hands of the people, they will also purchase more, that will also promote the growth. But the only solution to this question is, money in the hands of the people will not be more effective compared to that of money that we are investing in productive assets. Multiplier effect is very high. So there are two schools, you are all aware. That means that school argues like, if you give money into the hands of the people, the investor automatically come and he will invest. So you are not supposed to incentivize the investor, you have to always incentivize the people. Okay, you just give the money, let them want to purchase an aeroplane. So to meet the demand of him, let the manufacturer of the aeroplane come and he will manufacture. That is how they belong. But manufacturing of aeroplane will not happen automatically just because you have money in your hands. It requires lot of support. Okay, demand is necessary, but demand alone cannot create the production. As the empirical evidence states, this has a salutary effect on the productivity and efficiency of Indian manufacturing firms. Which one? Infrastructure. It further plays a significant role in poverty reduction and promotes both rural and agricultural development. Yes, you know, infrastructure is road, highways, houses, water, electricity. They all improve the rural area and agriculture development. Empirical evidence also points to the positive effect of infrastructure towards bringing overall economic growth in India. On infrastructure, definitely there will be one question in your mains. On infrastructure, definitely one question. Okay. Quantity and quality of infrastructure and level of economic development across the countries are strongly correlated. That means if you GDP per capita, current international dollar and total infrastructure investments. So based on the amount of money that you are spending, the quality that you are spending, if you draw a graph, there is a positive correlation in majority of the cases. Either they are on the line or they are on the above the line. Okay, that shows that there is a positive correlation. Now the government steps, you are all aware. Government took initiatives like public-private partnership, national infrastructure pipeline, national monetization pipeline, Gati Shakti, national logistics policy were also launched. Government has also kept it focused towards the developing traditional infrastructure like roads, railways, airports, ports, mass transport and waterways. The mechanism like multimodal transport system. What is this multimodal transport system? Huh? Repeat. So a multimodal transport system. So transport system in multiple ways. It can be road, it can be airway, it can be waterway. You have to connect it. So the moment if I landed in Trivandrum airport, I must have an immediate connectivity. Like that, there should be a seamless connectivity that is required. We have to do it. No sir, already there is a road, again why you are talking. See, there is a road for Trivandrum airport. That there are many areas where you don't have an efficient thing. Suddenly, see, now you are constructing the Vingam only, no? Vingam port. After it reaches to Vingam port, where you will come? Through that national highway you will come. It is having lot of disturbances and all obstruction, everything is there. So you must have again proper connectivity to take it to the other parts of the country or other parts of the state. So the mechanism like multimodal transport system, I never see such a national highway, really, that connects that Vingam, no, every time it is repaired. That national highway, have you ever seen that national highway? Initially, I never thought it is a national highway, I thought it is some state, but later I came to know that it is a national highway. Every time repair, somewhere some diversion. Anyhow, okay. The mechanism like multimodal transport system have also been put in place. The multimodal connectivity will provide integrated and seamless connectivity for movement of people and goods from one mode of transport to another. It will facilitate the last mile connectivity and also reduce travel time for people, further reducing the logistics cost and promoting export competitiveness. These measures collectively can bring out untapped potential of underutilized modes of infrastructure. I think self-explanatory, you can understand. Though India's digital journey, this is related to digital infrastructure. Though India's digital journey predates the pandemic, it would be rational to say that the testing time of the pandemic have accelerated its acceptance, application and coverage in many ways. Though the digitization has started in the pre-pandemic time, but pandemic has forced us to use the digitization. Either it can be Zoom meetings, or it can be digital transaction, or it can be e-commerce, because we don't want to allow any idiot to into our house. Okay, he'll bring and we'll take from there, because you can't believe person, no? Even some people stop newspaper. And this digitization of newspaper started since COVID-19 only. Otherwise, people has to purchase the newspaper every day. But now they are saying like, sir, we read it in online. I don't know whether you read it or not. But that is how the testing time for digital acceptance was the COVID-19. The adaptability displayed by the citizens towards the technology driven changes was very encouraging, because a lot of time, see, before 2019, when it comes to the technology, always when there was a discussion, some people always use, okay, both the sides are there. I am not saying that technology is a very fine, good and it has no negative consequences, but most of the time some intelligent people also used to argue for the negative side of the technology. No, it will create lot of problem. No, it will happen like this, like that. But once, no, this COVID-19 has really a testing time and people have started adopting. The adaptability is also very high. So no one is reluctant to use the digital technology, even though the hesitant people started using the digital technology. That is how it has revolutionized. Technology driven changes was very encouraging. This confluence of digitization and innovation acted as a game changer for India. That is why your national education policy also talks about digital education, online education. Yeah. Some progress related to digital infrastructure. In 2009, only 17% of adults in India had a bank account. 15% used digital payments. 1 in 25 had a unique ID document, and about 13.7% had mobile phones. But today, these numbers have seen a meteoric rise. Tele density has reached up to 93%. That means of the every 100 people, 93 people are having this. In urban area, it is more than 100. I already told you. double SIM, triple SIM. Okay, reached up to 93%. Over a billion people have a digital ID document, that is Aadhaar. More than 80% have the bank accounts. And as of 2022, over 600 crores of digital payment transactions are completed. Okay, per month. Okay, next, some examples you can see: CoWIN portal, DigiLocker to save your documents, Open Network for Digital Commerce (ONDC), Open Credit Enablement Network, Goods and Services Tax, Sahai are a few success stories among many. The National Payment Corporation of India Unified Payment Interface UPI. I think there is some misarrangement. UPI. So these are all the this is a manifestation of what digital technology is all about. The rollout of 5G services can unleash new economic opportunities and help the country leap forward the traditional barriers to development, spur innovation by startups and business enterprises, and advance the digital India vision. So 5G and also the application of the existing internet technology, that is 4G. Central government has sharply increased the capital expenditure in the last 2 consecutive years. You are all ever aware about this, because this is not a small achievement. Increasing the capital expenditure is a difficult thing, because in a coalition government it is much more difficult, because all the people ask like, no, you should increase this, you should increase this, you should give subsidy. So no one will bother about this capital expenditure. Okay, you can see 34, 35. Public-private partnership. The very success of PPP lies in the robustness of the institutional structure, financial support, and use of availability of standardized documents such as model request for qualification. Okay, these are the documents required in PPP projects. I think you are all aware about these things: build, operate, transfer, design, build, finance, operate, transfer, rehabilitate, operate, transfer, hybrid annuity model, toll, operate, transfer model. These are some of the models. Under BOT model, there are 2 variants: BOT toll and BOT annuity. So you are all aware what is BOT toll and BOT annuity. The traffic risk is borne by the PPP concessionary, while in case of BOT annuity, it is borne by the public authority, because the toll will be collected by the government. Every year they will pay something to the private person. Whereas in case of the toll model, it is a private person who collects. So the responsibility lies with them. The Public-Private Partnership Appraisal Committee, the apex body for appraisal of the PPP projects in the central sector, has streamlined the appraisal mechanism to ensure speedy appraisal of the projects, eliminate delays, adopt international best practices, and have uniformity in appraisal mechanism and guidelines. Because there is a PPP appraisal committee, they will appraise the projects, how they are happening, is there any delay, what are the reasons, how it is happening at the international level, how we can sort out. So these things are done with that. PPAC chaired by whom? Secretary, Department of Economic Affairs. Important. PPAC chaired by Secretary, Department of Economic Affairs, with secretaries of Department of Expenditure, Legal Affairs, sponsoring ministry or department. Suppose if it is related to port secretary, if it is related to road secretary, if it is related to railway secretary, like that. So they are the members. The Public-Private Partnership Appraisal Committee has cleared 79 projects with a total project cost of 2,27,268.1 crore from financial year 15 to 23. Okay, this is a new thing for you. PPP Appraisal Committee. Yesterday itself I made a mention about this viability gap fund. To provide financial assistance to financially unviable but socially economically desirable PPP projects, Department of Economic Affairs has launched Viability Gap Funding Scheme in 2006. Under this scheme, economic sector projects may get up to 40% of capex as a VGF grant. Grant in the sense you don't need to repay. The scheme will include higher provision of VGF grant for social sector like wastewater treatment, water supply, solid waste management. Okay, so these are some of the projects. Next, a scheme for financial support for project development expenses of PPP project. It was notified the government on November 2022. The aim of the scheme is to develop quality PPP projects by providing necessary funding support to the project sponsoring authorities both at the central and state level for creating shelf of bankable viable PPP projects by onboarding the transaction advisors. So, India Infrastructure Project Development Fund Scheme, IIPDF scheme. Okay, this is related to PPP. National Infrastructure Pipeline. So you are all aware about what is this National Infrastructure Pipeline. Government launched National Infrastructure Pipeline with a forward-looking approach and with a projected infrastructure investment of around 111 lakh crore from financial year 22-25 to provide high-quality infrastructure across the country. The NIP currently has 8,964 projects with a total investment of more than 108 lakh crore under the different stages of implementation. Don't think like they have started. They are under the different stages of implementation. Some may be at the considerable stage. Regarding sectoral composition, the transport sector constitute more than half of the projects. In the National Infrastructure Pipeline, more than half of the projects are from the transport sector that include various modes of transport. You can see. NIP is hosted on the Invest India Grid platform and provide opportunities for state and UT ministries to collate all major infrastructure projects in a single location. IIG, thus centralized portal. Okay, this is a portal. Invest India Grid is act as a centralized portal to track and review the project progress across all economic and social infrastructure subsectors. Okay. Invest India Grid is a portal to track the infrastructural projects. National Monetization Pipeline creation through monetization. Okay. The estimated aggregate monetization potential is 6 lakh crore. See, one thing you must understand, 6 lakh crore means not that you will get 6 lakh crore through the monetization. 6 lakh crore worth of assets will be monetized. Anyway, you are not selling the asset, so you don't get the 6 lakh. You will get some amount of money. Okay. So, 6 lakh crore through core assets of the central government over a 4-year period from financial year 22-25. It contains 20 plus asset class across 12 plus line ministries or departments. In addition, top 5 sectors by estimate captures around 83% of aggregate pipeline. Okay. What are the monetized assets? Roads. First roads. Next railways. Next power. Next oil and gas pipeline. Next telecom. Roads and railways together contribute around 52% of the total NMP value. Okay. So simply we are monetizing the roads and railways. Roads and railways. Against the monetization target of 0.9 lakh crore in financial year 22, 0.97 lakh crore have been achieved during the period under road, power, coal and mines. Very successful. So you want to monetize only 90,000 crore, but you are able to monetize 97,000 crore worth of assets. The cumulative investment potential over the years of transactions completed, its estimate around 9.0 lakh crore. NMP's second year, okay, for the subsequent years they have given the target, but anyhow first year you are so successful, 0.9 to 0.97. National Logistics Policy, reducing the cost of logistics. What is the cost of logistics today? 14 to 18%. 14 to 18%. What should be the global benchmark? 8%. 8%. Clearance process at the border is very, very important. Clearance, see, we have to create the domestic infrastructure, but apart from domestic infrastructure, these ports, no, this is the main problem. They will come from Russia to India in 12 days, but it will take 20 days to move from Bombay to Delhi. That is the problem. Okay. Improving the quality of trade. Okay. Anyway, that I have mentioned it in the next point. So, road, port, railroad, information technology. Information technology is also important because this will help the faster movement of containers. Otherwise, I have to come, I have to verify physically. I have some work, I am going home, I will come tomorrow. Tomorrow is my cousin marriage, I don't come. So these are all the excuses that you will give. But if it is online, no, it will happen. Okay. Ease of arranging competitively priced shipments. Okay. Next, enhancing the competence and quality of logistics service. Example, transport operators, customs brokers. World Bank publishes Logistic Performance Index. Okay, World Bank publishes Logistics Performance Index. Which country is performing at what level when it comes to their logistics cost. Please use the word logistics. Don't use the word movement of goods, transportation of goods. Okay. Someone someone has written in their answer, transportation of goods and services. Then I ask, how will you transport the service? Services cannot be transported. Okay. Okay. NLP was launched on 17 September 2022, addressing the components of improving efficiency in logistics through streamlining the processes. In logistic policy, process must be streamlined. Process. Next, regulatory framework. Next, skill development. Next, mainstreaming the logistics among others. The vision of NLP is what? To develop technologically enabled, integrated, cost efficient, resilient, sustainable, trusted logistics ecosystem in the country for accelerated and inclusive growth. So technology is important, trust is important, sustainability is important, efficiency is important, integration is important, resilience is important. So this is the vision of NLP. Target for achieving the vision of NLP are to reduce the cost of logistics in India to be comparable to the global benchmark by 2030. What is that global benchmark? 8% of GDP. Improve the logistic performance index ranking. Endeavor is to be among the top 25 countries by 2030. So the World Bank publishes in that you have to be top 25. Okay. Create a data-driven decision support mechanism. Okay. Data-driven decision support mechanism for an efficient logistic ecosystem. Okay. Data-driven decision. So data-driven decision means either you have to look into the data and take a decision, or otherwise you assign it to a computer, let the computer take the decision. Logistics is across different states. The Leads 2022 survey, there was a survey called Lead 2022 survey. Who will do it? Ministry of Commerce will do it. Ministry of Commerce will do the ease of Lead survey. Logistic is across different states. Lead stands for Logistic is across different states. Ministry of Commerce will publish it. 2022 there was a survey. So the survey has given the different states: achievers, fast movers, aspirers. Okay. That means they are already achieved. They are good. They are going to achieve. They are backward. PM Gati Shakti. PM Gati Shakti, a master plan for integrated project planning. PM Gati Shakti, a master plan for integrated project planning. So PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan entails creation of a common umbrella platform with all infrastructure projects pertaining to various ministries and departments incorporated within a comprehensive database of efficient planning and implementation on real-time basis. All the projects will be designed at a particular place. The project pertaining to 7 engines. I think the 7 engines I have given in the notes. National infrastructure pipeline under. What are they? Roads, railways, airports, mass transport, waterways and logistic infrastructure. In the NIP will be aligned with the Gati Shakti framework. The focus is on integrated planning and synchronized implementation across the ministries, departments with innovative use of technology. And the GIA base is also important. You don't need to go there to verify. Okay. So, in order to facilitate integrated planning and coordinated implementation, GIA based data driven decision support platform called PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan has been introduced. So, integrated planning important. Integrated planning. National highways road construction has increased since 2015-16, hitting unprecedented levels. You can see how much used to construct in 2015-16, some 6,000 kilometers. That reached to 2020-21, more than 13,000. That is the level of achievement. Tremendous increase in total budgetary support for investment in road sector. Total budgetary support you can see from 2019-20 continuously increasing. Private sector investments almost stagnant. Private people, they don't want to invest much in road sector. We don't know. Constantly. Okay. Total investments is increasing. You can see the progress. Progress in the railways. Okay. Bridge work, ROB work, truck renewal, railway electrification. In everything it is showing increase in 21-22. Major initiatives of the Indian Railway. First one is what? Mumbai Ahmedabad high speed rail. Normally you call it as bullet train. Okay. So this bullet train, that project name is Mumbai Ahmedabad high speed rail. Okay. Project which was sanctioned by the government in 2015 with technological and financial cooperation from government of Japan. You know how much Japan is giving the interest? Almost 90,000 crore with some 0.5 or 1% interest rate. Is under execution and survey and design aspects of it has been finalized. We don't know when it will get complete, but next, dedicated freight corridor, very important. One of the most ambitious and biggest ever infrastructure project in the railway, which comprises construction of 2 dedicated freight corridors. One is eastern and second one is western. Along the Golden Quadrilateral will offer the higher transport output in the country with reduced transit time and cost. Eastern and western dedicated railway. Eastern will connect up to Kolkata, western will connect up to Bombay. From Delhi. East, I think eastern it starts from Amritsar, western it will from Bombay to Delhi. Gati Shakti multi-modal cargo terminal. So Gati Shakti cargo terminal being developed by private players on non-railway land as well as fully or partially on railway land based on demand from industry and potential of cargo traffic. 21 GCT have been commissioned and more than 90% locations have been provisionally identified for development. See, what is this multimodal cargo terminal? Multimodal cargo terminal means what are all the processes that we will do at the port level will be do here itself, and simply we will take and we will ship it and we will send it, instead of taking all these things to the port and wait there. So private people are doing all these things. Multimodal cargo, and in this multimodal cargo terminal, this terminal is connected with multimodal transport. So there is a rail connectivity, air connectivity, water connectivity, road connectivity. So that is how they will do. So it is a bonanza for private investors. If they develop this terminals, no, they will get lot of money. Next one, semi-high speed. Vande Bharat is not a high speed, semi-high speed. Okay, semi-high speed Vande Bharat trains. I think you are all aware what is Vande Bharat. Where we are manufacturing all these things. Integral Coach Factory, Chennai. Maximum speed 160. That is the maximum speed. Okay, because the present track system won't support to go with this speed. It seems they are saying. Electrical or electronic interlocking system. Electrical or electronic interlocking system. It's related to signal operation. Next, development of hyperloop technology. What is this hyperloop technology? So there is a vacuum first to avoid any friction, and here you will have a track. But here this will work it in a different way. You know how the motor will work? You don't know. Actually, motor how it will work is, because I am an electrical engineer, I'll tell you. I used to study about this when I was in my BTech. How motor will work is, there is a rotor here, that means which rotates, and the above there is a starter. Here we will generate a magnetic flux. Now this is a starter, it is complete. This is a starter, and in between you have a rotor. This is fixed frame. Hereby when you switch on the plug, it will generate a flux. So what will happen is, this flux will move with a particular speed. Flux in the sense you can't see with eye. It is only an electric signal. So it will move. To catch up this flux, the rotor coil will try to move. So it will never reach this, it will never touch this. So it will go like this. Did you understand? So starter is fixed, rotor is moving. There is a flux generated in the stator that will move, and to catch that flux, rotor will move. So this rotor will never catch that flux. In that process, it will rotate. Now just cut that motor and spread it like this. So this flux will start in this way, and your rail will follow. Your rail will never touch that flux. This is how it will work. So that is what you call, I have written somewhere, linear induction motor. So this is induction motor. If you cut and if you spread it like this, this is a linear induction motor. So is it clear? Online students, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So linear induction motor, with the help of linear induction motor, and in vacuum environment. Why that vacuum? Because if the friction and everything, the efficiency come down. So the technology is still in the development phase. Indian Railways intend to develop demonstrative projects on hyperloop technology. Indian Railway has collaborated with IIT Madras for developing hyperloop technology by setting up Center of Excellence for Hyperloop Technology at IIT Madras. Okay. Next, Kisan Rail. You are all aware, Kisan Rail were introduced in financial year 21 to enable speedy movement of perishables from production or surplus region to consumption or deficit region. Up to October 31st, 2022, Indian Railway has operated 2,359 Kisan Rail services, transporting approximately 7.91 lakh tons of perishables, including fruits and vegetables. Otherwise, they could have simply wasted. Performance of the Indian aviation sector. Total passengers. I think we are about to reach the pre-pandemic level. Okay, but anyhow. Handling higher capacity with governance reforms. Handling higher capacity with governance reforms. The capacity of major ports, which was 871.5 million tons per annum at the end of 2014, has increased to 1534. Okay. And you know, the capacity of all the Indian ports together can be managed by single port in China. They are having very high efficient this cargo handling capacity, but anyhow, it doubled. port community system, electronic payment, electronic invoice, electronic delivery order. These are all electronic systems at the port level, so that the processes can be completed simply. Even letter of credit. Letter of credit means if you don't have money, they will give the letter of credit first. That is how your Nirav Modi has taken lot of letter of credits and he fled away the country. Further, RFID, radio frequency identification device. Okay, so to recognize a particular device, solution has been implemented at all major ports to enable seamless movement of traffic across the port gates, including substantial reduction in the documentation checks. Inland water transport. So inland water transport holds great untapped potential as a means for the transportation of goods and passengers. India has endowment of rivers, canals and other waterways. The total navigable length, the total navigable length of waterway in India is around 14,850 kilometers. West Bengal is high, after that Assam and after that Kerala. Okay. Kollam to Kottappuram. So under National Waterways Act 2016, 106 new waterways have been declared as national waterways, taking the total number of national waterways in the country to 111. Earlier you have the 5 national waterways. Okay. Based on the outcome of the techno-economic feasibility and detailed project report, 26 national waterways viable for cargo movement have been prioritized, out of which developmental activities have been initiated in the 14 most viable national waterways. Okay, some progress is happening. One more thing, Inland Vessel Bill 2021, which replaced over 100-year-old Inland Vessel Act. Okay, it is related to the vessels, their security, insurance and all. Recently in Alapura, some vessel, something happened, no? Some people died. You don't know, okay. I read it in. Okay, Inland Vessel Act, what it will do, what it will promote. State governments may declare by notification any inland water area as a zone depending on maximum significant wave height criteria as prescribed in the Act. Any mechanically propelled vessel would have to obtain a certificate. Without that certificate, you are not supposed to navigate. A central database of inland vessels would be maintained by the government. The standard for qualification, training institute, examination, grant of certificate of a competency would be prescribed by the central government. Simply you cannot drive that. Okay. Standards for prevention of environmental pollution. Your vessel should not create the pollution. Constitution of a development fund by the state government to be utilized for meeting the emergency preparedness, containment of pollution, removal of unidentified wrecks or obstruction, boosting development work of inland water navigation. So, for inland navigation, definitely you need to have some infrastructure, and this Inland Vessel Act is providing for some registration, some fund, some standards, some training and technical qualifications. Okay. Overall, the new act would lead to uniformity of rules across the state, ensuring unhindered and safe movement of vessels within and across the state. This is likely to promote inland water transport as a potential mode of large-scale movement of cargo and as well as the passengers. So, this is what that bill is about. All India installed capacity. Power. Installed capacity. That is in terms of gigawatt, 2021-22, 49-46 hydro, 312 thermal, nuclear 6, renewable 116, total 482. See the growth in renewables, 16.2 growth, least growth in nuclear, 0%. All India gross electricity generation, mode wise, This is units. Telecommunication accelerating provision of affordable services. Today, the telephone subscriber base in India 117 crore. More than 97% of the total subscribers are connected wirelessly. That means not these land phones, mobile phones. In that 83.7 crore have an internet connection. Internet penetration is also increasing. The overall tele density 84.8 with wide difference across the states. It's not uniform. 55.4% in Bihar to 270% in Delhi. Overall tele density license service area wise. Anyway, this is not, but Delhi is high. Where is your Bihar? Low. Where is your Kerala? One person is having more than one connection. Growth story of digital public infrastructure. The journey of digital public infrastructure has been remarkably memorable, dating to 2009 when Aadhaar was first launched. Okay, just imagine the day when we started. See, even when actually during the demonetization, when Narendra Modi talks about no, even a small vendor can have the QR code and he can receive the money, everyone make fun of him. But today if you see, even a street vendor, a small tea shop, everyone is having that QR code. So when you start the program at 2009 or when you take an initiative, sometimes when the program has become so successful, it is really a great movement, but you may realize or you may not realize it, but that is how. So the dating to 2009 when Aadhaar was first launched, it's 14 years now, and the digital journey since then has taken the country quite far. My scheme portal provides the information on scheme in 3 easy steps. What is this My Scheme? My Scheme is an e-marketplace for schemes where user can look for suitable scheme based on their eligibility. Suppose if you are poor enough to know that to which scheme you are eligible. There are many schemes, but you don't know to which scheme you are eligible. Just go and search your details, then that portal will give you to how many schemes you are eligible. Then based on that you can utilize any of the scheme. So My Scheme is an e-marketplace for schemes where users can look for suitable schemes based on their eligibility. It helps reduce the user's time and effort by doing away with their requirement of searching multiple websites of government departments and studying multiple schemes guidelines to check their eligibility. Okay, you just go on, just try today. Okay, to how many schemes you are eligible. That is My Scheme. Very good, no? UPI transaction over the calendar year. This is volume, this is value. What is the value? Value is something more than 120 lakh crore. Value. Volume, no. This is lakh crore, this is lakh crore. Volume should be number, no? But here, okay, this crore, okay. That means, 126 lakh crore is the value. This idiot has written here itself. I thought this is for this line. Okay, that 126 is for that blue column. Now the volume is more than 7,000 crore. That means 7,500 or 7,300 crore. Okay. Unified mobile application for new age governance Umang. Just now I think yesterday or day before yesterday. So which enable the citizen to access the e-government services offered by the central and state government. So what are the services? Open network for digital commerce. I think please read fully from PIB. Network based open protocol that would connect all the buyers and sellers on the network, thus bringing better visibility across business to consumer, business to business. India is also geared to strengthen the up and coming drone industry under mission Drone Shakti. Under mission Drone Shakti, the drone startups and the drone as a service. See, these are two things: drone startups and drone as a service. That means, see, I'll bring a drone, some 2 to 3 drones. I'll open a shop here. So whatever the service you want with the drone, I am here to provide. Suddenly, your family member has forgot the hall ticket and she is at the examination center near, let it be Kalakuttam, that Kollam area. So immediately I can send. It's good, no? Likewise, okay. So that is drone as a service. Let it be spraying of fertilizers, pesticides, medical and all these things, okay. Even suppose if it carry, I think sometimes some drones can carry up to 1 quintal, 2 quintal. Suddenly a patient, serious patient can be placed in the drone and immediately you can take it to the hospital. Why you need ambulance, traffic, all these things nonsense, okay. So that is, yeah, it can happen. That is drone as a service. Drone as a service. As a service are being promoted. Almost 90% of the airspace has now been opened as a green zone for flight. Do you know this? Actually, when we are bringing the drones, this aerospace has deregularized. Earlier, no, to regulate in any area you need to take a permission. But now almost 90% of the airspace has now been opened up as a green zone for flying the drones up to 400 feet. Up to 400 feet. Barring only some distance from the airports and some critical installations. In remaining area up to 400 feet, you can freely fly your drones. That deregularization has made, okay. A production linked incentives schemes for the drones and drone import policy have been notified. One thing is this drone policy and liberalization of the aerospace. Second one is liberalization of the geospatial data also. Earlier, no, this latitude, longitude, lot of details were only with the Survey of India. Suppose I am a project developer, I want to develop this area. I don't know what is the contour area and all. And I have to go to the office and I have to wait for months and months. But now I can easily get the data, okay. So this is the revolution that is happening.
Amrita IAS Academy.